Hey folks, welcome to our 3K in 3-day challenge. Today is called the Hero, and I'm really excited to be diving into this video with all of you. Now, I know there's going to be a bunch of you who are probably only going to be able to make the replay, so no worries. If you're watching the replay of this and you got questions while you're watching it, please do go ahead and comment down below just so that I can answer all the questions after the fact. But I'm excited for you folks who are going to be jumping on here and learning a little bit about some of the strategies that we not only teach our clients, but also are working very well to get clients coming into your businesses. Okay, folks? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just comment down below, make sure that everyone's getting access to this. As we dive further into this, if you folks have any questions while we're doing this, you can use the comment section down below and I'll answer all your questions here today to make sure that you are getting all the answers your hearts desire, okay? So that being said, I think my camera's actually turned around, and folks, as you're jumping on, go ahead, comment down below. Let me know who's all jumping on, if you're watching the live or watching the replay. And I'm actually going to just turn my camera on so you folks can read what I am writing here. So give me a second, folks. We are swapping the camera. There we go, folks. There we go. I want to make sure that you folks can all read the stuff that we're going to be going through today. So as you folks are jumping on, let's go ahead, comment down below, and we're going to get this rocking and rolling. So today's called the Hero, and what I'm going to be walking all of you through is actually what we call the story framework, okay? How to use story to sell. So I'm going to be giving you a bunch of different things today, but the whole gist of this 3K in 3-day challenge is to give you basically a framework of how to use your story to sell more people. So we got a couple people jumping on. We have Jill, we have Megan. Good to see you folks on here. Really, really excited for you folks. So basically we're going to be going through 3 different days. Today's going to be called the Hero, and then we're going to be going through what we call tomorrow is the Villain, and then the final day is the Guide. And we're going to be teaching you how to use story to connect with your audiences, to attract the right type of ideal clients, to generate leads, and even to go ahead and book you some sales calls and the like. So that's what we're going to be going through in all of this training. So I'm just going to move this a little bit closer for you folks. So today's going to be called the Hero because basically at the end of the day, a lot of you are the hero or the heroess. You can use the male version because that's what I relate to in this training today, because the hero is a really important it's understanding the story. And I'm going to use a lot of different analogies in this, but basically a lot of you have actually become the person that you used to dream of becoming, okay? And the truth is a lot of your ideal clients are probably people that you used to be. And actually, I'm going to get you folks to go ahead and comment this down below. How many of you are currently trying to attract a certain type of prospect or client who is like a past version of yourself, okay? Comment down below me if that's you. Are you basically attracting your past self? And that's something we see a lot of the times. Like when Terry and I were building our business CCI, we often talk about how we're trying to work with a lot of people who were just like us 7, 8, 9 years ago, okay? We were those people who were wanting to consistently make the $10,000, $20,000 a month. We wanted to learn how to use social media. We wanted to learn all these different strategies, and we didn't know how to do it. And that's who we usually get into our programs right now, and that's because we've gone through that, right? We've become the hero of our own stories, and now we can help other people, okay? And so, absolutely, Megan says yes. Jill says yes. Okay, awesome. Good to hear, folks. And this is so crucial because a lot of the times when people are thinking about who are they going to buy from, especially in the service-based space, right, in the coaching space, you want to think about they're going to buy from the people that they relate to the most or they feel the most connected to. And so oftentimes in business, and this is actually something I see quite a bit happening, is people are scared to be transparent. They're scared to be authentic. They're scared to be genuine. And the truth is, at the end of the day, you will actually attract more people if you are transparent about what you've had to go through. Or be the people I used to watch and say, I could never be them. Exactly. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. So I want to go through a couple different things as far as just what storytelling is and how to use it. And then the cool thing about this 3K and 3-day challenge is basically what my goal is going to be is to help you every single day craft actually a post. I'm going to help you craft a post that you are going to then post tomorrow, okay? You're going to post it tomorrow, and every single day of this 3-day challenge, you're going to make another post and then post it the next day. And I want to show you how to use storytelling to do this, to generate leads, to connect with your audiences, to maybe even book sales calls and close clients, okay? So, that being said, let's get into a bit of like why storytelling, okay? Because storytelling is, and a lot of these things you've probably heard this being said before. You've probably heard the whole like facts tell, but stories sell. Because most people, when they buy something, they're buying from a place of emotion, okay? They're buying from a place of emotionally wanting something. Because just because we can think, hey, logically I should buy this, doesn't mean we as humans actually do buy it, right? A lot of us buy from emotion. We buy from what we aspire to be or what we're inspired by. We are buying because it's actually more emotional of a decision than a factual decision. Now, that's not always a good thing, by the way. We need to have the facts to back it up. I always tell people when we're teaching them sales or anything, is like, yes, you need to sell to the emotions, but there has to be the logic and the proof to back it up, okay? So you want to make sure that you're actually storytelling. And we see this everywhere. There's a reason that the industries like music or books or movies actually do so well, okay? There's a reason that all of those things perform incredibly well and we as humans love them. It's because it's storytelling. All of this, like the music is storytelling, books are storytelling, movies are storytelling. We as humans are addicted to stories. We're addicted to the stories of people going through hard things, overcoming things. We're addicted to all the different types, the funny stories, the entertaining, the educational, maybe more like the documentary stories. We're addicted to story. And this is something that, frankly, it's interesting how a lot of people in their marketing don't use storytelling. But when you think about it, like all of these different industries are built upon storytelling. I mean, even religion in all of its shapes and sizes is built off of storytelling because storytelling shifts people's beliefs. It helps people understand things. It teaches them lessons. And so you can actually learn to harness the power of storytelling through this. And this is a big thing to understand, is that people follow leaders. Okay? People follow leaders. And it's the same thing on social media. I'm sure if you think about it, I mean, how many of you would agree with me? You follow people on social media who, you connect with their story somewhat, or you aspire to be like them. You would love to be have their habits in your life. You'd love to have their mindset. You'd like to have the things that they've already achieved. You can see that they've gone through these hard times, and maybe you're going through those hard times. You want to follow someone who's truthful and honest with you and can tell you this is exactly how it's going to go. And you follow people because of their energy. I mean, comment down below. Would you agree? That's why you follow people. I'm really curious. A lot of us would say, I follow people because it's valuable or it's entertaining or whatever it is. But behind all of that is often the storytelling that is kind of subconsciously behind there that we don't even think about that much. And so what we want to go through today is actually how to utilize story so that your audience, your prospects, your soon-to-be clients actually feel more connected to you. Because I've done this many times, but I've actually shared with people, if you have, let's say, these 10 prospects who are thinking about signing up and working with you, but they're also thinking about working with someone else. And it comes down to the fact that maybe your programs are similar in a lot of ways. Who are they going to go with? They're going to go with the person that they aspire to be like more, or the person that they feel more connected to, okay? The person who can basically get in their shoes and understand them better. This is something I was talking about this morning actually to one of our clients, which is the person who understands the market the best knows how to market to the market the best, okay? So you need to get inside the head of your ideal clients. You want to have what they have. Exactly. Love to hear it, folks. And by the way, folks, we have some more people jumping on. If you're jumping on, comment down below. Let me know. So we want to walk through a couple different pieces of the story, okay? Because this is actually really important. So a story has so many different parts to it, okay? So there's parts of the story that are what we call pre-story or in the future that maybe aren't that relevant to your ideal clients. But you want to think through what parts of my story match up and will relate to my ideal clients. And actually, I often tell people to like mark down certain like events or situations in your life that you can use again and again and again as a story to prove something, okay? And so this is a really big thing. So oftentimes, when I look at my past entrepreneurship life of me getting into it and Terry building her business, me joining her, all those different things. When I think about all of that, I think about, okay, what stories, what situations could I share that are truthful, for one, that actually would relate to my ideal clients? And I think about a couple different things. I think about like rock bottom moments, right? I think about rock bottom moments or like moments that were really hard that I could share and it would actually possibly relate to an ideal client of mine, right? I often share the stories of like when I used to work construction and I hated working the job and I just wanted to work for myself, right? I share that story because it really goes to the point of like, I know what it's like to want to like leave your job, right? So I share that story. I often share the story of when they turned our hydro off because we were investing so much into mentors and we were completely broke. I share that story to be like, hey, I've walked the walk. I've been through that hard season. I've honestly probably invested a little bit too much. Like I was probably too risky, right? I share that story. I share another story where once I only had $2 to fill up gas in my vehicle to get home because we were so broke, right? I have these rock bottom stories that I'll share with people that are true because I want them to know like, hey, I've gone through that. I've gone through those hard moments and those hard times. And if I can now, Terry and myself, have the life and not only the life but the business that we have, and we went through that, you can do hard things too. We're not inherently special, right? So you can have rock bottom stories, okay? Everyone go ahead, comment down below, rock bottom. Those are the stories that we do not want to be in when you're presently in them, but you're so proud of yourself after the fact. It's kind of like type 2 fun, as they say. You had fun afterwards, you say you have fun. In the moment, you're kind of like scared for your life or whatever. So you have rock bottom moments. And then you have what we call like enough is enough moments, okay? Enough is enough moments is the parts of your story where you decided to make a change. Like you were like, enough is enough, there has to be a change. I am not willing to live like this any longer. This usually happens because pain has been consistent enough for long times enough that you are finally ready to make a change. This is really big, okay? So pain and the enough is enough moment. Like I remember there's been many moments where I was just like, I am never coming back to this place. This feeling I will never come back to, and I am going to alter my life and do whatever it takes to make it happen. And these are super powerful stories to share because it's going to help you understand if you share those stories and your clients are in that situation where they are like, enough is enough. This is like, I'm never coming back here. I am never, whether you're a business coach, health coach, relationship coach, all of us have those moments where it's just like, I am no longer willing to do da 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 da. And if you can call out people by using your story, you're going to call out people who are in that situation where they're saying enough is enough and they're looking for that way out, okay? Plenty of rock bottom moments for sure. And unfortunately, a lot of us have to go through that pain to get to the pleasure. A lot of us have to go through that to now also be seen as credible to help other people go through it, right? And so that's where they always say, in a very cheesy way, that your mess can become your mission, right? Your mess becomes your mission. So then you have like the lessons along the way. As you started to like learn the things or started to progress, you start to actually learn lessons along the way, right? I could share stories of like, I was working with my third mentor. I had decided that I wanted to build this business and some stuff was happening, but it's taken a bit longer than expected. And I could share how sometimes we expect to hit that first 10K month or the first 20K month in like 6 weeks, but maybe for you it actually took 9 months. And I can share my story of how like it took a bit longer than expected, but I just didn't quit. And guess what? Because I didn't quit, I got it at the end of the day. And that it was worth it even though it took much longer than expected, right? I can share that story, I can share that lesson, I can share some tactical lessons of like, I learned this certain strategy, or I learned that I needed to be niched down, or I needed to be like really focused and optimized versus like on many different platforms. I can share these stories of the lessons I've learned as I've grown the business because those are basically the lessons that your ideal clients are probably going to need to learn next, right? So these are all very interesting pieces, right? Because rock bottom moment, that's going to be content that's going to resonate with people who are currently in rock bottom. The enough is enough is going to like really resonate with the people who are ready to take action. They are done thinking about it. They're done talking about it. They're ready to do it. And then the lessons along the way are really going to be for those people who like they want to take action and they're trying stuff, but maybe it's not quite working for them yet, right? Where it's like they've maybe said enough is enough, but they don't have a plan or a roadmap or the best strategy yet, and they want to get there, okay? So, and then the next part of the story, by the way, is this all making sense so far? I know I'm just diving straight into this. Comment down below, makes sense if it does. If it makes sense, go ahead, comment down below. You also want to talk about you achieving the results. This is a really big part, and I talked about this in one of my posts I made this morning, which is people need to know that you have achieved what you're helping other people achieve. It's kind of like they say, like you wouldn't take driving lessons from someone who's never passed their driver's test, right? Or you probably wouldn't, let's say you wouldn't take relationship advice from someone who's never ever been in a relationship, right? So you want to make sure that you're talking about your achievement, which is where like you'll probably hear me in my post talk about like the first month I hit $10,000 a month or the first month that we hit $100,000 a month, right? We talk about the achievements because what it does is it shows people that, hey, Ruben and Terry had rock bottom moments. Ruben and Terry said enough was enough. Ruben and Terry learned all these lessons. Ruben and Terry achieved this. And finally, Ruben and Terry are now guiding people through that exact same process. And now you have this story loop of where you're actually supporting people through what you've gone through. And that's what storytelling can do, okay? So in a lot of ways, how do you get someone to think that you understand them? You basically share the parts of your story that you know are going to resonate with where they've come from, where they are, and where they want to go. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. That's actually a good thing to write down. Basically, how does someone on social media think to themselves, Ruben really understands me? It's by sharing stories, my stories, that share basically how I know where they came from, I know where maybe they are, and I know where they want to go. If I can explain to someone their past, present, and future in clearer terms than maybe they even sometimes can describe to themselves, they will be bought in. And because it's demonstrative, meaning like I demonstrated that I actually did it, that Terry and I actually did it, there is this credibility, this proof, and this authority of like, I trust those people and I want to be like those people, okay? So this is the story framework. And so what we're going to be doing this week with the 3 posts that you're going to be creating here over the next couple of days is I'm going to be taking you through this framework. So today's framework, we're going to be talking about the past of what you've gone through. So today we're all focusing on sharing a story that is basically where your ideal clients have come from. Tomorrow we're going to be sharing a story that's going to connect with people with where they are presently. And then on Wednesday, you're going to be sharing a story of where they want to go and how they can get there, right? You're basically, think about it like a timeline. Basically, you're saying, this is where you came from, it's been really hard. This is where you're at right now, and this is the next step. And then this is where you want to end up. This is where you want to go, okay? So that is the story framework, and we're going to be diving into the post that you folks are going to be creating tomorrow. Who are you are ready? Go ahead, comment down below, ready, if you are ready to dive into this. Basically, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be walking you through what the post is going to look like. I'm going to give you some specifics as far as what you should be talking about in the post, the caption, the copy, even the visuals, all that. So we're going to be diving into what type of post to make so that you can get maximum basically effect with this post. So people are ready? People are ready. Awesome, folks. Okay, let's dive in. Let's dive in. So basically, this is going to be a post. Now, I know for some of you, maybe you're posting on Facebook, some of you posting on Instagram, some of you post different platforms, okay? This can work on all platforms. So it's going to work on all platforms. I like, for this post specifically, for a lot of people to do a video post, okay? And I know some people are like scared of doing video posts, but I just feel like when you're talking about hard stuff or like things that you've gone through, I find that it's really powerful to do it in video because people get to see you. They get to see who you are and they get to see what you've gone through, right? So I feel like video is a better format for this post. So if you're going to be posting a video, obviously, like if you're posting on Instagram, up and down video, like vertical's good. Facebook, you could do up and down, or you could do sideways. There's different ways of doing it. But basically, you want to have a really strong hook for both your caption and for like the first thing that you will say in this video. So I have a couple different options here. So most people will either start it and have a caption where they'll say something like, this was really tough to share. Or like even like I was honestly a little bit scared to share this, right? That could be a version of the hook. Or it could be, this is my rock bottom moment story. Like I want to share with you my rock bottom moment story. So I want you to both in the caption, right? The caption, which on Facebook is above the video, on Instagram is below the video. You want to have this as the like caption hook, but you also want to say that in the first 3 seconds of the video. Right? Where if I would start a video like that, I'd be like, I'd be something to the effect of like, this was really hard to share. I'm going to be really vulnerable with you guys today and share with you basically how I went through X, Y, and Z. Something like that. That's how I would kind of start one of these videos. Okay? So we want to go through this, and here's going to be a 6 kind of like step process of like what the video should be about. Now these steps don't have to be very long. These steps could be 5 seconds long, they could be 15 seconds long, but basically I'm going to walk you through this, and this video is going to be recorded and it's uploaded like into the Facebook group right afterwards. So if you need to come like watch this back as you're like crafting your video, that's totally fine. But basically you want to start with this. Hey folks, I don't talk about this much, but I wanted to share with you when I went through X, Y, and Z. Now, just to kind of get the brain juices flowing a little bit, everyone go ahead maybe and comment down below just like a small version of like your rock bottom story, right? So for me, it could be they turned off our hydro, we were so broke, okay? So that's like what I could start with, right? Like I don't talk about this much, but they turned off our hydro once because their business wasn't making enough money. Like, I could start it with that, okay? So, I don't talk about this much, but I wanted to talk about this and this and this. And that's the first part of the video. Now, you're going to move into the second part because the nice thing is, in this video, people already know if they follow you, they probably know, like, where you're currently at, that you have achieved some of these things. So, you're going to be like this. I don't know, I don't talk about this much, but basically, like, they turned off our hydro, we were so broke. This is the situation. And then now I'm going to move into number 2, which is currently, like, Terry and I obviously now have a business that does very well. We live where we want to. But that's not actually how it started. And I wanted to be honest with all of you folks and to maybe help actually connect with some of you on, like, the hard things that you go through along the journey. Okay, so I do this implicitly, right? So I do this a little bit implicitly because I want them to know that, like, hey, I often talk about getting clients, getting to 6 figures, but it wasn't always like that. That's not how it started. So then we want to dive into what we call, this is the truth. Okay, this is the truth. This situation sucked, okay? Like, I was trying to build a business. I wasn't doing very well. I was going through all these different things. I wasn't making very much money. I maybe jumped off of my full-time job too soon, and maybe I should have stuck around longer. And this is all the hard things that we have to go through. And I wanted to be honest with all of you because I know a lot of you who are wanting to go after these same things probably have these same thoughts as well. And I wanted to let you know that, like, you're not alone in this. A big part of this right now is you're relating to people, okay? You're relating to people, you're humbling yourself in a way so that you can actually like kind of like connect with them eye to eye. So, and Jill says, being employed as a teacher was written out for something, push it to me as an employee and be an entrepreneur. Yeah, there you go, there you go. You were forced to change your life because of something like that. That's really powerful, Jill. So now we want to move into like, I went through this pain, I went through this struggle, this is like it sucked, it was no fun, these are the details. And then basically we want to move into part number 4, which is if I can, so can you. Which is basically being like, I know what it's like to go through that. I know a lot of you are going through that. And I often am honest with people, I'm like, if I, like someone who's not abnormally talented or super smart or whatever it is, if I can build a business like this, like, and figure it out and just like keep going and not quit, so can you. And you want to start to give these people hope, right? Because you're starting with like vulnerability and the hard things, and you're going deep on that. But you want to also let them know that, like, hey, I'm sharing this because if I could go from that rock bottom to here, so can you. Now, then you want to move to step number 5, and step number 6 are really important because this is going to frame the entire 3-day series that we do here. So I'm going to go from the top again here. So I don't talk about this much, but I wanted to share this and this and this story. I know a lot of you know that I currently have like this life, but it didn't start that way. And I want to talk about the truth of how it started. And this is the story, and this is how hard it was, and it wasn't easy. And then we move into the if I can go from that situation that was terrible and I can get here, so can you. Step number 5 is going to be tomorrow. I'll actually be talking about how I overcame, and now this is a really important piece here, okay? We want to kind of end the video with letting them know where we're going the next day. So you're going to be like, tomorrow I'm going to be actually sharing another post on how I overcame X. And X is going to be, tomorrow is called the villain. We're going to talk about it more tomorrow. But you already want to be getting a little bit ahead, thinking about, okay, what is the villain? Okay? So the villain is going to be like the biggest challenge to get to where you want to go. Okay? So the biggest villain could be, maybe it's not being educated, maybe it could be something outside of you was the villain that was causing you not to get it. Like for me, like if I think about like me building a business with Terry, right? The biggest villain or the biggest challenge in our way was us just knowing the right strategies, right? So the biggest villain was lack of knowledge. It was lack of direction. It was lack of clarity, right? It was all this lack. And so you want to make sure that you're letting people know, like tomorrow, I'm going to be actually talking about how I actually overcame like not knowing strategy, how I overcame getting 0 results, how I overcame that negative mindset, whatever the villain is or was in your story. So what you want to do is you want to be, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about this, so make sure you like watch it for tomorrow's post, because I'm going to be talking about how you as well can overcome this challenge in your life. You can overcome it. And then you're going to go and basically this post is a very soft call to action down here, okay? Which is if you're ready to be like the hero of your own story, if you're at that place where enough is enough, you've hit that rock bottom, and you're ready to get these certain results in life, comment down below and like follow along for the next couple of days. Because I want to make sure that you are getting these results and you are not going back to that place. So this is the post that you're going to be making, okay? Now, I know I'm giving you a lot of details here, but I want to make sure that we follow a really good framework here. A good hook, helping them understand like what you've gone through, that if I can do it, so can you. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking about specifically how I overcame this challenge, how I overcame those hard things in life. And if you're ready to like go along that journey as well, if you're ready to go from, if you're here and here and here right now, basically, if you're here right now, right, in these rock bottoms, enough is enough, in this pain, if you're there right now and you're ready to get to this better spot where you've learned the lessons and life is looking up, go ahead and comment down below, okay? So that is the post that we are going to be making tomorrow, okay? So that is the post. Now, if you have any questions, or if you want me to even like look at your video before you post it up tomorrow, I'm more than happy to look over it if you just want to send me a message. Now, what we're going to be doing is, it's a pretty fun thing that we can do here with this type of challenge, which is when we are ready to post this tomorrow, I'm actually going to get everyone to basically put the links to their posts in a comment thread in the group here, okay? Because what I want to do is I want us to all comment on each other's videos. And this isn't something I actually, on a normal basis, would say that you should do, but it's a nice way where if you can get a couple extra people from this challenge like boosting your content so that more people see it. It's a nice way to just kind of get these posts seen by a little bit more people so that you can see the power of storytelling. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is tomorrow morning, I'm going to drop a post in the group, okay? I'm going to drop a post in the group tomorrow morning where if you would like to get some extra engagement on your post, you can just drop a link to the post that you make tomorrow in the comment thread, okay? I'll put it in there, I'll tag everyone so that you're all aware of it, but this way you're just getting a little bit of extra reach on your post, okay? So this is day number 1. Day number 2 is going to include a little bit more strategy overall, but I wanted to just start by going through storytelling, how to use it for your business, okay? So let's start here. Let's start to share your story, be authentic, be genuine, connect with people. If you have any questions on this, I mean, feel free, if you're watching the replay of this, you can obviously go ahead and comment down below. And Megan, wow, that's a powerful story as well. Very powerful story. Excited that you're going to be sharing more of this. So if you have any questions, comment them down below. If you want me to check out your post, obviously go ahead and you can send it over my way. And other than that, folks, I'm really excited to see your stuff. So that being said, that's day 1. We'll be going live tomorrow at the same time to go over day 2. So go start crafting those posts. We'll be posting them tomorrow morning, and then we'll see you folks at the challenge for day 2, same time tomorrow. And any other questions you have, folks, feel free to send them over my way. And other than that, have a great day, and I'm excited to see all of your posts tomorrow. Awesome. Bye for now, folks. We'll chat soon.